Hello, good afternoon. Start na tayo. But if you can inform others, pasabihan na lang sila na ano, may class and same link naman. Okay, so hopefully yung week 3 video pinanood nyo, hindi na natin babalikan kasi yun. Today, these are the topics that we'll discuss. Using confidence intervals in hypothesis testing, two sample z-test using R, then using table in R for one sample and two sample proportion test, and yung tatlong types ng t-test which are one sample, independent sample, and dependent sample. So let's start with using confidence interval in hypothesis testing. But recall muna natin, kasi I'll demonstrate this using a problem for one sample z-test. Recall natin ano yung one sample z-test. It's a test that we use when we want to know if a particular sample is similar to or different from the population. So here, we compare, a sample mean with the population mean and test if the difference between the two is large enough to be statistically significant. That is, if it is unlikely to have occurred by chance. Um, we expect most of our results to be clustered around the mean, itong gitna ng distribution. So if we get a value that is far off the tails, like bawa dito and dito, uh, it's most likely not due to chance. So that we need to test. Wait lang, may nagjo-join pa yata. Yeah, but in this particular illustration, itong mga shaded in red, this contains values that are least likely to be observed if the null hypothesis is actually true. Assumptions of one sample z-test, dapat normally distributed yung population, the sample must be randomly selected, level of measurement should be continuous, so either ratio or interval. Okay, fourth assumption, we know the population standard deviation. Pwede rin, we can still use the z-test even if we do not know the population standard deviation, as long as the sample size is at least 30. Ngayon, if we have a sample size na maliit, and at the same time, di natin alam yung population standard deviation, hindi na pwede yung z-test. T-test na dapat. So you can refer to this diagram in deciding whether z-test or t-test yung gagamitin. Okay, the first thing that you need to check is the sample size. Is it at least 30? If yes, and what you need to do is to compare a sample to a particular sample to the population, then you can proceed with the one sample z-test. Ngayon, if maliit yung sample size, it's less than 30, you need to check if the population standard deviation is known. If yes, you can still use the z-test. If not, yun na yung time na t-test na yung gagamitin. Okay, here's our sample problem for the one sample z-test. See if the average height of the Filipino females in ABC University is different from the national average. A researcher took a random sample of 30 students and measured their heights in centimeters, which are shown in this table. It is also known that the national average height of Filipino females is 150 centimeters with a standard deviation of 5 centimeters, and the population data is normally distributed. Using a level of significance of 0.05, what should the researcher conclude? Null hypothesis is mu is equal to 150. In words, the average height of Filipino females in ABC University is equal to the national average. Alternative hypothesis, mu is not equal to 150. the average height of Filipino females in ABC University is different from the national average. So, two-sided yung, or two-tailed yung test. Wala kasing binanggit dito na particular direction of the hypothesis. If itetest ba natin kung mas mababa or mas mataas sa 150. Walang sinabing ganun. So, um, the test would be two-tailed. Level of significance, 0.05 as given. Test distribution to use, normally distributed naman yung population as mentioned kanina dun sa statement of the problem. Sample is random and heights itong mga data natin. So it's in ratio scale. Sample size is equal to 30. Alam din natin yung population standard deviation. So all the assumptions for the one sample z-test are actually met. So yun yung gagamitin natin. Decision rule, reject the null hypothesis if the hypothesized mean is not within the confidence intervals. Otherwise, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, in this problem, confidence interval yung gagamitin natin. This is the same problem na discussed in week 3 video, but in week 3 video, ang ginamit natin ay p-value, I think, na-discuss na p-value and yung test statistic and critical value. Okay, so recall, pag z-test, the function that you need to use is z.test. However, it's not built in. So, kailangan naka-install and naka-load din yung DSDA na package. Okay. In this, okay, pwede nyo i-type itong mga numbers na to, but if you look up the code, nag-attach ako ng gantong dataset. Bibigay ko na lang din to, lalagay ko sa folder. Bali naka-Excel yung data. And then, in-import ko siya. You should already know how to import an Excel file sa RStudio. Yun. So, okay, z.test, yung function, tapos kailangan mailagay yung variable containing the data. Then, sigma.x equals 5. Sigma.x is yung standard deviation nito. Actually, you can write this as x equals height. Pwede kasi na sa ibang z-test, meron kang both x and y. Anyway, pag hindi mo naman nilagay, based sa syntax ng z.test, x yung, kung ano yung unang mong ilagay, it will be assigned to the variable x. mu equals 150. 150 kasi yan yung height that we are testing against. And conf.level equals 0.95. Kasi 1 minus the alpha level na 0.05 is 0.95. The result, tingin tayo sa confidence interval. 149.5775 yung lower bound and 153.1559 yung upper bound. Okay, the hypothesized mean is 150. It's within this interval. So, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Itong confidence interval kasi, remember, these are the range, this represents the range ng true value. Wait, parang may nagjo-join. Pero hindi ko makita. Yun, so, this represents the range where the true population mean is likely to lie within. Okay. In our case, yung 150, nandito siya. So, we'll not reject the null hypothesis. And we'll conclude that we do not have sufficient evidence to say that the average height of Filipino females in ABC University is different from the national average of 150 centimeters. Actually, if you also check the p-value, you'll arrive at the same conclusion. Mas malaki to sa alpha level na 0.05. Okay. So, question so far. If wala pa-thumbs up, just to know kung nandiyan kayo. Okay, sige. Mukhang wala namang question. So, let's proceed with two sample z-test using R. Recall, we perform a two-sample z-test when we want to determine if the means of two populations are statistically different. So, dalawa na yung populations that we are comparing here. And we are uh, we are determining kung magkaiba ba sila on the basis of the sample means from or the means of the samples drawn from each population. Assumptions. The variable of interest must have interval or ratio scale of measurement. Samples are taken from two independent and normally distributed populations. And group 1 is simple random sample from population 1. And group 2 is a simple random sample from population 2. Variances for both populations are known, or both sample sizes are at least 30. Okay, so yung diagram that we have seen previously, you can still use it. Basta maliit yung population size and hindi rin known yung population standard deviation at the same time, that's the time you have to use t-test. Here's our sample problem. Magazine A claims that on the average, they have younger subscribers than Magazine B. To test this, data on a random sample of 35 subscribers were taken from each magazine's database. So ito yung mga ages ng mga random sample of subscribers from each magazine. It is also known that the standard deviation of the ages of the subscribers are 3 for magazine A and 5 for magazine B, and that the population data are normally distributed. Okay, at 0.10 significance level, is magazine A's claim valid? Null hypothesis, there is no significant difference between the average ages of the subscribers of the two magazines. In notation, mu sub A minus mu sub B is equal to 0. So, letters na lang yung ginamit ko na subscripts para malinaw na itong mu sub A is for magazine A, mean ng ages ng magazine A subscribers, and yung B, this is for magazine B. Alternative hypothesis, mu sub A minus mu sub B is less than 0. Ang claim kasi ni magazine A, younger yung subscribers nila on average. So, kung mas maliit to, yung mean ng ages ng magazine A subscribers, if you deduct yung mean ng magazine B subscriber ages, that would be negative. Kaya, less than yung sign dito. In other words, the average age of magazine A subscribers is lower than magazine B. Left field yung test natin. Level of significance, 0.10. Test distribution, uh, ratio scale, yung variable of interest natin. The samples are random. And they are drawn from two independent and normally distributed population. Population standard deviations are known. So, given all this, you can use the distribution. Decision rule. Reject the null hypothesis if the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance 0.10. Otherwise, you fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay. So, uh, bigay ko na lang din yung dataset na to, but pwede nyo naman ding i-type to. Pwede kayong gumawa ng vectors containing this data. tingnan niyo na lang din kung ano dapat yung itsura, kung kailangan ba naka-data frame or well, sige check ko na nga kung anong itsura ng dataset na 'yan. To sample z-test, dataset 1. So, dapat, yung data niyo ay ganito itsura. So, data frame yung kailangan niyong gawin. Ay well, teka, balik tayo dun sa code. Pero ganito yung itsura nung in-upload ko na Excel file. But tingnan natin yung mismong code. Hmm, puwede rin na ano, gawa kayo ng tig-isang vector containing the ages, magazine A and magazine B. Okay, so z.test pa rin yung function na gagamitin. Tapos, ganito yung itsura ng syntax ng z.test. By default, ah, kung ano yung una niyong ilagay, yun yung assigned to x variable. Tapos naka-null yung y, as well as standard deviations. Pero two sample z-test na kasi yung gagamitin natin. So, kailangan natin mag-provide ng x and y na data as well as yung standard deviations nila. So, z.test x equals is ito yung name ng dataset, tas dollar sign, then may ticks kasi yung magazine A na column label may ano, may space if mapapansin nyo. So, hindi yan ano, hindi yan ma-read as magazine A kung wala tong backticks. And Y, i-call or extract lang yung magazine B na column. Alternative equals less. Kasi left field yung test natin, right? Tapos mu equals zero. Zero kasi yung null hypothesis natin is that walang difference between the average ages. Sigma dot x equals 3, sigma dot y equals 5. Those are given population standard deviations. And conf dot level equals 0.9. Alpha level kasi is 0.10. Pag nirun nyo yan, ang makukuha nyo p-value is 0.09. Mas maliit siya sa 0.10. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis. We conclude there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that magazine A's subscribers are younger on average. So, ganun gawin yung two-sample z-test. Questions? Okay, if wala pa, thumbs up. Okay, so wala naman. Proceed tayo with the next test, one sample proportion z-test. We can test a claim about a proportion, percentage, or probability, as illustrated in these examples. Based on the sample survey, fewer than one-fourth of all college graduates smoke. So one-fourth, it's a proportion. The percentage of physicians living in the country equal to 15%. The percentage, if a driver is fatally injured in a car crash, there is a 0.35 probability that the driver was legally impaired. So probability naman, yung nasa huling statement. Teka, may nagto-join. Okay. So, these statements, pwede nating i-test using proportion z-test. One type is the one sample proportion z-test. Used to assess whether a population proportion is significantly different from a hypothesized value. So para rin siya para rin siyang yung one sample z-test except we're dealing with proportions, not whole numbers. The hypothesis may be stated in terms of the proportions, their difference, their ratio, or their odds ratio, but all four hypotheses result in the same test statistic. Okay, assumptions of the one sample proportion z-test. First, the conditions for a binomial experiment are satisfied. That is, we have a fixed number of independent trials having constant probabilities, and each trial has two outcome categories, which we classify as success and failure. So, one example of a binomial experiment is as when you perform a series of flipping a coin. 'Di ba in each flip, heads or tail lang naman yung possible na result. And you can assign either head or tail to success and the other to failure. Also, in each flip, say hindi biased yung coin or walang load yung coin, the probability of either head or tail occurring is 50%. Okay, so yun yung binomial experiment. Um, Kailangan din na n times p null, so sample size times the hypothesized proportion is at least 5, and n times 1 minus p null is also at least 5. Para the binomial distribution of sample proportions can be approximated by a normal distribution with mu equals np and sigma equals square root of np times 1 minus p. Okay, so whether the test is two-tailed, left-tailed or right-tailed, the null hypothesis would be the same. That is, P is equal to the hypothesized population proportion P null. Alternative hypothesis, pag two-tailed is not equal to P null, left-tailed P is less than P null, right-tailed P is greater than P null. Rejection region, you need the Z table. Pag two-tailed, you have two critical values. So, kailangan mo yung alpha over 2. So, if you're less than or equal to the left critical value or greater than or equal to the right critical value, you reject the null. Pag left-tailed, if your test statistic is less than the critical value, less than or equal to the critical value, reject the null. Right-tailed, kabaligtad naman. If your test statistic is greater than or equal to the critical value, reject the null hypothesis. Ibalikan natin yung sa week 3 saglit if you need a refresher on how to find the critical values. Teka. Hanapin ko muna. I think may discussion dito on how you can find the critical value using Z table. This. Recall lang natin, pag right-tailed, you use the positive Z table. Una, computin nyo yung 1 minus the alpha level. Then the result, hanapin nyo sa Z table. Then you find the Z scores sa row corresponding to that value sa row and sa column. Then you add them up. For example, if alpha is 0.05 and the test is right-tailed, hanapin nyo yung 1 minus 0.05. So that's 0.95. Hanapin nyo yung 0.95 dito. Walang eksaktong 0.95. Pinakamalapit are this, 0.9495 and 0.9505. So, pwedeng gamitin nyo yung either of the two. You can also get the average nung resulting, okay. You can also get the average of their Z scores kasi for sure, yung 0.95 It's somewhere in between the said values. So kung itong 0.9495 yung i-follow natin, yung z-score niya sa row is 1.6, sa column is 0.04. So you add up 1.6 and 0.04, that's 1.64. Yun yung critical value mo. So ito naman, 1.65. If gusto mo na um, average, 1.645 yung gagamitin mo na critical value. Pag left-tailed, you can either use the negative z-table or the positive z-table. Mas madali if you have the negative z-table. You just look for the alpha level in the negative z-tables. Then, as usual, you add up yung z-scores sa row and column. So, kung 0.05, hanapin niyo yung 0.05. Again, walang eksakto. So, you can either use ito or ito. And the z-scores for that are negative 1.64, negative 1.65. You can also get the average, katulad nung sa kanina. So, negative 1.645. Ngayon, kung wala kang negative z-table, you can still use the positive z-table, pero gagawin mo muna 1 minus alpha level, 0.95. Then you get the z-score. Whatever z-score you get, multiply it by negative 1. So in this case, 1.64 or negative 1.65 or negative 1.645. Okay. Pag two-tailed yung test, you divide the alpha by 2, then you deduct that from 1, tapos yun yung hahanapin nyo sa z-table. So, kung 0.05, divide nyo yun ng 2, 0.025. Minus nyo sa 1, 0.975. So, ito yun. Z-score sa rows, 1.9, sa column, 0.06. So, you add them up, 1.96. Yun yung critical value mo sa right. Remember, pag two-tailed, dalawa yung kulang pala yung nakalagay dito. Pag two-tailed, dalawa yung critical value. So, 1.96 sa right, tapos multiply mo yan ng negative 1 para makuha mo yung sa left. Negative 1.96 yung critical value sa left. Teka, i-edit ko na. Okay. So, hindi ko pa ata nabigay itong week 3 na PDF. Balik tayo dun sa week 4 PDF. So, ganun, kumuha ng critical values. Test statistic for the one sample proportion z-test. Ito, p hat minus p null divided by square root of p null times 1 minus p null divided by n. P hat, or yung sample proportion, is equal to x divided by n, where x is the number of individuals in the sample with specified characteristic. Yung n naman, yan yung sample size mo. Okay, when conducting a test of a claim about a population proportion P, be careful to identify correctly the sample proportion. Sometimes given na siya directly, like in this statement, 10% of the observed sports car are red. So, ang p-hat mo ay 0.10. In other cases, we may need to calculate the sample proportion by using p-hat equals x divided by n. Okay, example, 96 surveyed households have cable TV and 54 do not. Okay, if we're interested in the households na may cable TV, X natin is 96. Yung N natin, we need to compute kasi hindi binigay kung ano yung total sample size. Based on this, ang total ng sinurvey is 96 plus 54. So 150. Then we compute for the p hat. 96 divided by 150 is 0.64. Sample problem. 250 housewives were randomly selected and asked whether they prefer purchasing fish from supermarkets or from wet public markets. If 114 of them preferred supermarkets, there are evidence of the 5% level of significance to suggest that the proportion of housewives throughout the city who prefer supermarkets exceeds 40%. So, lahat ng sinurvey is 250. So, yan yung N. We're interested in those who prefer supermarkets based on this statement, yung pinapatest if the housewives who prefer supermarkets exceeds 40%. So, X is equal to 114. Tapos, ang hypothesized proportion or the specified population proportion that we need to test against is itong 40%. Before we proceed, however, with the proportion z-test, we need to check if na-meet ba ng data natin yung assumptions for the test. Is n times p null at least 5 and is n times 1 minus p null also at least 5. Okay, based on our data, n is 250 and p null is 0.4. So, 250 times 0.4, 100. So, check tayo. Dito sa unang assumption, we have met the first assumption. Second assumption, n times 1 minus p null. 250 times 1 minus 0.4, 150. Mas malaki din siya sa 5. Both the assumptions are satisfied. Okay. So, proceed na tayo sa test. Null hypothesis, the proportion of housewives throughout the country who prefer supermarket is 0.4. Or in notation, P is equal to 0.4. Alternative, P is greater than 0.4. The proportion of housewives throughout the country who prefer supermarket exceeds 0.4. Right-tailed yung test natin. Yan kasi yung binigay na direction dun sa statement of the problem or dun sa problem statement. Level of significance 0.05. Test distribution to use. We can use the one sample proportion z-test since we are testing population proportion. And we are testing against a specified population proportion. Also, since we want to know if it exceeds a certain value, the test is right-tailed. Determine the critical region. 0.05 yung alpha level. Tapos, right tailed yung test. So, gamit tayo ng positive z-table. 1 minus 0.05, 0.95. The z-score for that, pwedeng 1.64, pwedeng 1.65. Pwede rin yung average, 1.645. Yun na lang yung ginamit ko, yung average. Decision rule, reject the null hypothesis if test statistic is greater than or equal to 1.645. Test statistic for the one sample proportion z-test, ganito yung itsura again, p hat minus p null divided by square root of p null times 1 minus p null divided by n. P hat, we need to compute that from our sample. So, sa survey, 114 yung nag-prefer ng supermarket, divided, and then we'll divide that by the total nung housewives sa sinurvey, which is 250. P null, yan yung proportion that we are testing against. So, given yan at 0.4. So, divided by, ito, substitute nyo lang yung 0.4 dun sa penal and then 250 dun sa sample size. N. Okay. Simplify this, you'll get 1.81. Yun yung i-compare nyo sa critical value. Mas malaki, di ba? So, it's in the rejection region. Remember the decision rule. Pag mas malaki dun sa test path, since right-tailed, we reject the null hypothesis. The conclusion is there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that the proportion of housewives throughout the country who prefer supermarket exceeds 0.4. R, ganito siya gawin. The first two, actually, the first three steps are the same as dun sa approach using table. But the decision rule, dun tayo sa p-value titingin. If the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance 0.05, reject the null. Otherwise, fail to reject the null. The function that we need to use, prop.test. Ganito itsura nung syntax nung ganyang function. So you need yung x. This is the same as dun sa nasa formula natin. X represents yung number of elements that meet our characteristic of interest. In this case, those who prefer supermarket. So yun yung nakalagay dito, 114. Pwede nyo i-type din na x equals 114 para hindi magulo. Then, n sample size, pwedeng gawin nyo to n equals 250. Pag hindi kayo naglagay ng ng x and n, the function will assume that you are following kung ano yung they are following this order. Yung una is x, una is n. Pero if naglagay kayo ng bawa ng x equals 114, n equals 250, pwedeng mauna yung n equals 250. Kasi malalaman naman ng function that that number is for that particular argument. Okay, p equals 0.4. Yun yung proportion that we're testing against. Then yung penal natin. Alternative equals greater, right side, right tailed yung test, conf.level 0.95. Execute this, you'll get 0.0468. Mas maliit siya sa 0.05. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis. Again, the conclusion is there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that the proportion of housewives throughout the country who prefer supermarket exceeds 0.4. Questions? Okay, pa-thumbs up kung wala. Okay, so wala. Let's proceed with the next test. Two sample proportion z-test. Dito, dalawa na yung proportions that we are comparing. Well, dalawang groups na yung kino-compare natin. Proportions of two groups. Okay, we're testing if they are the same. Okay, assumptions, you have two independent sets of randomly selected sample data. The conditions NP is greater than, it's at least 5, greater than or equal to 5, and N times 1 minus P is greater than or equal to 5. Dapat both are satisfied. Okay. Null hypothesis. P null minus P sub 1 is equal to 0. You can change the subscripts. It depends on ano yung gusto nyong gamitin. You can use letters if mas descriptive yon of if it's more descriptive or mas madaling intindihin. for your data. Alternative hypothesis, pag two-tailed, palitan nyo lang tong equal by not equal, left-tailed, palitan nyo to by less than, pag right-tailed, palitan nyo to by greater than. Rejection region naman, z-table pa din. Sorry, z-distribution, so kailangan nyo ng z-table. Kung paano nyo kinuha yung critical value dun sa one sample proportion z-test and the um, other z-test na hindi proportion, ganun pa din yung procedure. Test statistic for the two sample proportion z-test is as follows. P hat sub 1 minus P hat sub 2 minus P sub 1 minus P sub 2. If yung null hypothesis natin is walang difference between the population proportions, itong second part na to, yung P1 minus P2, it's just 0. Denominator, or ito, P hat sub 1 minus P sub 2 minus P sub 1 minus P sub 2, di-divide nyo yan by square root of P hat times 1 minus P hat divided by N sub 1 plus P hat times 1 minus P hat divided by N sub 2. Okay, yung P hat sub 1, yan yung sample proportion sa sample 1 mo. So, it would be computed by dividing yung X sub 1, which is the number of the individuals in sample 1 with specified characteristic, divided by the sample size nung sample 1, and which is denoted as, yung sample size is denoted by N sub 1. P hat sub 2, ganun din. Kukunin nyo kung ilang percent nung total sample nyo yung nagmi-meet nung specified characteristic. So, X sub 2 divided by N sub 2. Tong P hat, para siyang overall proportion, sample proportion. So, divide nyo yung X plus 1 and X plus 2 by N sub 1 plus N sub 2. Bali, lahat ng elements, number of elements that meet the characteristic divided by the total or the combined sample size of group 1 and 2. A. Sample problem. John Hopkins researchers conducted a study of pregnant IBM employees. Among 30 employees who worked with glycol ethers, 10 or 33.3% had miscarriages, but among 750 who were not exposed to glycol ethers, 120 or 16% had miscarriages. At the 0.01 significance level, test the claim that the miscarriage rate is greater for women exposed to glycol ethers. Okay. First, we check if na-meet ba yung dalawang assumptions. We have to check if NP is at least 5 and also N times 1 minus P is also at least 5 for each group. So, the first group, N sub 1 times P hat sub 1 is 30 divided by 10 divided by 30. So, that's 10 is greater than 5. So, we met the first assumption. Second, N sub 1 times 1 minus P hat sub 1. So, 30 times 1 minus 10 divided by 30 is equal to 20. Okay din tayo dun sa second assumption. We do the same for the second group. So, yung NP ng second group is 120. Yung N times 1 minus P ng second group is 630. Both are greater than 5. So, lahat ng assumptions are satisfied. Okay, so we can proceed with the test kasi na-meet naman yung assumptions. Null hypothesis, there is no significant difference between miscarriage rate of respondents who are exposed to glycol ethers and those who are not exposed. In notation, P sub null minus P sub 1 is equal to 0. Yung null, notation, symbol yan for those who are exposed to glycol ethers. But you can change that. Yung P1 naman, those who are not exposed. Sorry, yung 1. It's to indicate kung aling group yung hindi exposed dun sa glycol ethers. Alternative hypothesis, P null minus P sub 1 is greater than 0. Respondents who are exposed to glycol ethers have greater miscarriage rate compared to respondents who are not exposed. Okay, of course, pag baligtad yung pagkakasulat nyo or yeah, pag inuna nyo sa equation yung those who are not exposed, ah, para matest yung ganito, yung claim na miscarriage rate is greater for women exposed to glycol ethers, mag-iiba yung sign. Dito, inuna ko kasi yung those who are exposed. So, kung mas malaki yung miscarriage rate, I hypothesize miscarriage rate for those who are exposed compared dun sa not exposed. The difference between them would be positive. Kaya right-tailed yung test. Level of significance 0.01. Since we are comparing two proportions, you can use two sample proportions z-test. Critical region, ano nga yung level of significance? 0.01. Tapos right-tailed, use the positive z-table. 1 minus 0.01 is 0.99. Ito yung pinakamalapit na value. And the z-score for that is 2.33. The decision rule is to reject the null hypothesis if test statistic is greater than or equal to 2.33. Okay, the test statistic is computed as follows. So, nakita na natin tong formula na to kanina. Kailangan nating i-compute to. Actually, given na rin pala siya. Itong p hat sub 1 and p hat sub 2. Given sila dito, yung 33% and 16%. That's also just 10 divided by 30 and 120 over 750. Ang hindi given ay yung p hat, yung walang subscript. So you have to add up 10 and 120, which are x1 and x2, and the sample sizes, 30 and 750. Okay, so 130 divided by 780 is 0.1667. Yun yung isa-substitute nyo sa lahat ng p-hat dito. And of course, alam na natin yung p-hat sub 1 and p-hat sub 2. You substitute them as well. Itong part na to again, yung p sub 1 minus p sub 2, 0 yan. Okay, pag in-evaluate nyo to, you get 2.498. Ano nga uli yung critical value natin? 2.33. And we have to reject the null kung ang makuha nating test stat is greater than that. Mas malaki yung nakuha natin, 2.49. So, meaning, nasa rejection region yung value na yon, and we have to reject the null hypothesis. We conclude that the miscarriage rate is greater for women exposed to glycol ethers. Using R, of course, the decision rule would be to reject the null if the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance 0.01. Otherwise, you fail to reject the null. Okay. Prop.test pa din yung function that we have to use. Remember, yung syntax ng prop.test is this. You have x and p alternative const.level. Then, yun. So, dalawa na yung ano mo dalawa na yung group mo. So, dalawa na yung value mo ng x. Dalawa rin yung value mo ng n. Teka, nasa na yun? Okay, so, prop.test, ito yung x mo. So, 10 siya sa group 1, 120 sa group 2. Actually, Para hindi magulo, you can type x equals uh, C, tapos parenthesis 10, 120. Of course, you need itong C kasi you have multiple elements na kailangan pagsamahin in one list. Tapos N is equal to C 30, 750. Alternative equals greater. Right field yung test count that level 0.99. Uh, we can set yung continuity correction to false. You'll get the p-value of, pag nira nyo yan, you'll get 0.006245 na p-value. That is less than the alpha level, 0.01, so we reject the null hypothesis. And we conclude that miscarriage rate is greater for women exposed to glycol ethers. Questions? Okay, none. Let's proceed with one sample t-test. Okay, like the one sample z-test, this is used to compare mean of one sample to a known theoretical or hypothetical mean. Use instead of a one sample z-test when the sample size is less than 13, the population standard deviation is not. Okay, so pag hindi na-meet yung assumptions for the one sample z-test, uh, one sample t-test yung alternative. Assumptions, the population from which the data is sampled is normally distributed. Samples obtained using random sampling or from a randomized experiment. The variable of interest must have interval or ratio scale of measurement, and samples must be dependent of each other. Null hypothesis, mu is equal to mu sub null, where mu sub null is the specified population mean. Tapos alternative hypothesis, as usual, yung equal, palitan nyo ng not equal. Left, less than, right, greater than. Rejection region, T, table na yung kailangan mo. So, magkaiba yung mga values nun, depende kung two-tailed or one-tailed yung test. So, pag two-tailed, alpha over 2, dapat yung tinitingnan nyo. Pag one-tailed, no need to divide the alpha by 2. Also, pag left-tailed, kung ano yung makita nyo sa t-table, sa positive t-table, kailangang i-multiply by negative 1. You reject the null sa two-tailed if less than or equal ka sa left critical value or greater than or equal sa right critical value. Left-tailed, reject if less than ka dun sa critical value. Less than or equal. Right-tailed, pag greater than or equal ka. Degrees of freedom, n minus 1. Test statistic, t is equal to x bar minus mu sub null divided by s over square root of n. Where x bar is the sample mean, mu sub null is the specified population mean, s is sample standard deviation, n is sample size. Okay, here's a sample problem. Suppose that a teacher in a school claims that the average weight of student population is greater than 140 pounds, and we decide to test the truth of this claim. We have a random sample of the weights of 6 students from student population. Use 0.10 level of significance. Okay, yan yung mga weights. Null hypothesis natin, mu is equal to 140. The average weight of student population is equal to 140 pounds. Alternative, mu is greater than 140. The average weight of student population is greater than 140 pounds. Level of significance 0.10. Test distribution, since the population standard deviation is not given and n is less than 30 and you're comparing a sample mean to a known population mean, we use the one sample t-test. Also, we want to know if the average weight of student population is greater than 40 pounds, so we use a right-tailed test. Determine the critical region. If you check this table, merong row for one tail, meron din for two tails. Okay, one tail yung kailangan natin. Specifically, the test that we have to do is right-tailed. So, kung ano yung makuha natin na value dito for one tail, yun na yun. Okay, so, ano nga uli yung alpha level? 0.10. So, yun yung hanapin nyo dito sa row with the label one tail. So, ito yun. Yung column na yun. And then, degrees of freedom, n minus 1. We have 6 data points, minus sign ng 1. So, degrees of freedom is 5. Okay, so the the value at the intersection is 1.476. Since right field yung test natin, our rejection region consists of values 1.476 and higher. State the decision rule, reject the null hypothesis if the test statistic is greater than or equal to 1.476. Pag dinraw nyo siya sa curve, ganito siya. This region represents the rejection region or the region where the values unlikely to be observed due to random chance are. Test statistic, x bar minus mu sub null divided by s over square root of n. X bar, kukumputin nyo yan dun sa given data. Ito. Pati yung sample standard deviation, you need to compute that. Yun yung S dito. So, X bar is 130.5, mu sub null is 140. Divide natin by yung sample standard deviation is 27.31, then N is 6. So, if you evaluate this, you'll get negative 0.85204. That is not in the rejection region. Pag dinro nyo siya, it's on the left of the boundary ng rejection region. So it's in the acceptance region, and we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Our conclusion is we don't have enough evidence to support the claim of the teacher that the average weight of student population is greater than 140 pounds. So R, reject the null hypothesis if the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance 0.10. Otherwise, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, you can create a vector for the weights or pwede rin kayo mag-import ng dataset. For the t-test, ito yung syntax. Ito yung mga kailangan nyo na arguments. So, one-tailed lang muna tayo. So, kailangan mo ng x. So, x equals yung weight. Pwede nyo i-type yung x equals. Yung weight is yung name of the vector containing the weight data. Alternative equals greater. Is equal to 140. 140 kasi yung value that we are testing against. Then conf dot level equals 0.9 kasi alpha level is equal to 0.10. Look at the p-value sa result. It's 0.7835. Mas malaki siya sa alpha level natin. Therefore, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And we conclude that we don't have enough evidence to support the claim of the teacher that the average weight of student population is greater than 140 pounds. Questions? No questions? Please react kung wala. Okay, wala. Let's proceed with the next test. Independent sample t-test. Okay, dito dalawa na yung groups mo. And they are independent. This allows researchers to evaluate or to compare the mean difference between two populations using the data from two separate samples. Just to test whether populations are significantly different from each other using the means from randomly drawn samples. So, para rin siyang, well, except ibang distribution. Yung purpose ng test is the same as yung sa dun sa two sample Z test. So on the basis of the means of the samples taken from each population, we will conclude kung same or statistically different ba yung means of the two populations. Assumptions of independent sample t-test, dapat continuous yung level of measurement. So it's either interval or ratio. Independent variable should consist of two categorical independent groups. There should be independence of observations. Dapat walang relationship between the observations in each group or between the groups themselves. There should be no significant outliers. Your dependent variable should be approximately normally distributed for each group of the independent variable. And there needs to be homogeneity of variances. Okay, null hypothesis, mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 is equal to 0. That's regardless of the direction of the tails of the test. Alternative hypothesis, two-tailed mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 is not equal to 0. Left-tailed mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 is less than 0. Right-tailed mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 is greater than 0. Use the t-table to determine the critical value. Same lang kung paano natin ginamit yung table earlier, except the degrees of freedom would be n plus 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. Dalawa na kasi yung groups mo. So, di ba kanina isa lang yung group, so n minus 1 lang. Dito dalawa na yung group mo. So, sa unang group, you have to minus 1. I mean, sa sample size nung group 1. Then, ganun din uh, sa group 2. So, n sub 1 minus 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. Sorry, n sub 2 minus 1. So, if you simplify, ito yon, n plus 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. There are two cases. So, mag-iiba yung way to compute the test statistic. Depende kung the standard deviations of the samples are equal or not. Pag equal, ganito. X bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2 divided by S sub p multiplied by square root of 1 divided by n sub 1 plus 1 divided by n sub 2. Okay, where S sub p is equal to the square root of n sub 1 plus 1 multiplied by the variance of the group 1, sample 1, so S squared sub 1 plus n sub 2 minus 1 multiplied by S squared sub 2. Yung S squared sub 2 is the variance of sample 2 or group 2. Okay, divided by n sub 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. Okay, yung case 2, magkaiba yung sample standard deviation of the two groups. The numerator, ganun pa din, x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 minus mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2. The denominator would be square root of s sub 1 square divided by n sub 1 plus s squared sub 2 divided by n sub 2. So, yung variance ng sample 1 divided by its sample size, variance ng variance ng sample 2 divided by the sample size of group 2. Ganito computein yung variance, standard deviation. Kung hindi given, square root of the sum of the square deviations between x and x bar sub 1 divided by n sub 1 plus 1 for group 1. Then you do the same for group 2. Square root of the quotient of the sum of the square deviations of the all the of the elements of group 2 and the mean divided by n sub 2 minus 1, where n sub 2 is the sample mean. Sorry, the sample size of group 2. Tapos, para mailagay nyo sila dito sa numerator nitong expression na to, i-square nyo. Or actually, um, ang kailangan nyo pala is, dito sa formula is yung variance. So, tanggalin nyo lang tong square root. Yun na yung ano nyo, s squared sub 1 and s squared sub 2. Okay, independent sample t-test. If both population standard deviation are unknown and the sample size are small, use t-distribution. However, you need to use f-test first. Variances are not, are equal or not. The result of the f-test is failed to reject the non-hypothesis distribution based on the variances are equal. If the results of the f-tests reject the null hypothesis, then you will use the t-distribution case too, which means that the variances are not equal. So before we proceed with the p-test, kailangan nating mag-f-test para malaman natin kung alin yung formula na gagamitin natin sa pag-compute ng test statistic. Okay. F-test is used for the comparison of two variances of standard deviations. The sampling distribution of the variances is called the F-distribution. The test statistic is test statistic F. Ano lang siya, quotient siya nung variance ng first sample and the variance of the second sample. Okay. The variance of the F cannot be negative. The distribution is positively skewed. The F distribution is family of curves based on the degrees of freedom of the denominator. Assumptions. The populations from which the samples were obtained must be normally distributed. The samples must be independent of each other. Okay, sample problem. Suppose we put people in two diets, the fruit diet and the bread diet. Participants are randomly assigned to either 7 days of exclusively eating fruits or 7 days of exclusively eating bread. At the end of the day, we measure weight gain by each participant. Does the bread diet cause more weight gain compared to fruits diet? That's the claim using 10% level of significance. So, ito yung mga weight gains. Okay, null hypothesis. mu sub f minus mu sub b is equal to 0. There's no significant difference between weight gain from fruit and bread diet. Alternative hypothesis, mu sub f minus mu sub b is less than 0. Bread diet causes more weight gain than fruit diet. Okay, dun sa null hypothesis, nauna kong ilagay yung mean ng fruits diet. So, sa alternative, dapat ganun din. Una yung sa fruits diet. Dito, ang pinapatest is, nagkukos ba ng more weight gain yung bread diet? Meaning, mas malaki ba yung value nito kumpara dito? So, kung mas malaking value nito, tong sa bread, yung mean ng bread kesa sa mean ng fruits, pag kinuha mo yung difference in this way, mu sub f minus mu sub b, negative yung magiging difference. Ngayon, pwede nyo rin gawin na mu sub b, yung sa null, mu sub b minus mu sub f is equal to 0. Tapos, sa alternative, mu sub b minus mu sub f is greater than 0. Actually, mas straightforward yon. Pero, ito na yung naisulat ko dito. So, we'll proceed with this left-tailed test. The result would be the same naman. Level of significance 0.10. Since the population standard deviation is not given and n is less than 30 and we are comparing means of two independent groups, we use an independent sample t-test. Also, we want to know if the fruits diet contribute less weight gain or bread diet causes more weight gain. So we use a left-tailed test. Before we proceed with the t-test, we first test if the variances are homogeneous or kung same ba sila or equal sila. The null hypothesis ng F-test variances are equal, alternative variances are not equal. Level of significance 0.10. Okay, the F-test is used for homozygous test for as test for your homozygosity or homogeneity of variance. Critical value or region, kailangan mo ng F-table. Since we're doing a two-tailed test, we use alpha divided by 2. Alpha level natin 0.10 do sa problems. So, alpha 0.10 divided by 2 is 0.05. Hanapin mo yung F-table for 0.05. And then, um, for the df sub 1 dito, yung nandito sa column, uh, compute n sub 1 minus 1. Remember yung group 1 natin is yung fruits. Yun kasi yung inuna kong sulat. So, n sub 1 is 7 minus 1, 6. So, yun yung titingnan mo dito. For df sub den or df sub 2, n sub 2 minus 1 naman. 7 din naman yung uh, number of data points for the bread diet. So, 7 minus 1 equals 6. So, 6 din yung titingnan mo dito. At the intersection, you'll get a value of 4.28. Reject the null hypothesis if test statistic is greater than or equal to 4.28. The test statistic is computed as follows. So, divide mo yung variance ng group 1 by the variance of group 2. Hindi given yan. You need to compute it from here. Turns out, parehas sila ng variance. So, your F is 1. It's less than yung critical value na nakita natin dito sa table na 4.28. Therefore, we fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that equal yung variances ng groups. Okay? So, next step, determine the critical region for the t-test na. Kailangan natin, okay, left-tailed yung test. Alpha level 0.10. So, titingnan mo sa table yung pang one tail na 0.10. And then, degrees of freedom is n sub 1 plus n sub 2 minus 2. So, 7 plus 7 minus 2, 12. Yun yung titingnan mo dito. At the intersection, you get 1.356. Left-tailed yung test natin, so you have to multiply it by negative 1. So, ang critical value is negative 1.356. Critical region consists of negative 1.356 and all other values na lower sa negative 1.356. Reject the null hypothesis if the test statistic is less than or equal to negative 1.356. Test statistic, kailangan mo yung case 1 formula. Okay. Yung x bar sub 1, x bar sub 2, you also need to compute it from the sample data. Itong mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2, we are testing na zero yung na walang difference between the two groups. So, zero lang yan. So, ito yung sa numerator. Denominator, yung na-compute natin na variance is 1.13. Tapos, multiply mo na square root of 1 divided by 7 plus 1 divided by 7. Yung mga 7 are the n sub 1 and n sub 2. Evaluate this, you get 3.311. Okay, critical value, negative 1.356. Nakuha mo na test stat is 3.311. Hindi siya mas maliit doon sa critical value, therefore it's not the rejection region and we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Conclusion is that there's no significant difference between bread and significant difference between the weight gain from bread and fruit diet. Sa R, syempre kailangan mo munang mag-F-test. The test for that is var.test. Tapos, lagay nyo sa loob yung data for group 1, data for group 2, and the confidence level. Dito, makikita natin p-value is equal to 1. If our alpha level is 0.10, our p-value is greater than our alpha level, and we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Conclusion, variances of the groups are equal. Decision rule, reject the null if the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance. Ito yung for t-test na. Otherwise, you fail to reject. Yung syntax for the t-test is t.test. Tapos lagay nyo sa loob yung data of group 1, group 2, is equal to 0 kasi we're testing na walang significant difference. Alternative equals less. Left tail kasi yung test. var dot equals true kasi based on our var dot test, the variances are equal and comp dot level is 0.9. P-value is 0.9968. It's greater than the alpha level 0.10. We fail to reject. So we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And we conclude there's no significant difference between bread and fruit diet. Weight gains. No questions. Okay, so wait lang. Excuse me. We'll continue with dependent sample t-test in a few. Okay, let's continue. The next test is the dependent sample t-test. It's also called the paired t-test or paired samples t-test. And we use this to compare the means of two related groups to determine whether there is a statistically significant difference between these means. Assumptions, your dependent variable should be measured at either interval or ratio level. The independent variable should consist of two categorical related groups or matched pairs. So examples are before and after measurements. So for example, the subjects are people and certain and their measurements. For example, weight. Um, their weights would be taken before a certain event and after a certain event. So meron kang dalawang data for each person. So those data are um, match pairs. Um, Pwede rin na hindi same people for the same subject yung data. Basta they are matched in a certain way. For example, yung data of a certain person in CTA is matched with another person with the same characteristic in CTB, something like that. So yun yung related groups or match pairs. Third assumption, there should be no significant outliers in the differences between the two related groups. The distribution of the differences in the dependent variable between the two related groups should be approximately normally distributed. Note that in 3 and 4, we're referring to differences instead of the actual values of the two groups. Okay, so ang check nyo na is yung difference, kung may outliers ba or kung normally distributed. Null hypothesis, mu sub d is equal to 0, where mu sub d is equal to mu sub 1 minus mu sub 2. Two-tailed mu sub d is not equal to 0, left-tailed mu sub d is less than 0, right-tailed mu sub d is greater than 0. Rejection region, you need the t-table, degrees of freedom, and -1. So even if dalawa yung groups natin, um, we're only testing kasi or will do operations on the differences between the paired observations. So parang in effect, isa lang yung group mo, group of data. Kaya n-1 lang yung degrees of freedom. Not like dun sa independent sample titas na n sub 1 plus n sub 2 minus 1. Okay. Uh, Test statistic, x bar sub d minus mu sub d divided by s sub d divided by square root of n, where x bar sub d is the mean of the differences. So, bawat pairs of data, you'll get the difference and then kukunin nyo yung average ng mga yun. So, x bar sub d is equal to summation of d divided by n. Yung ano naman, s of d, yun yung standard deviation ng mga differences per pair. It's computed as square root of the summation of the square differences between the differences in each pair minus the um, mean of all the differences. Then you divide that by n minus 1. X here is the difference between values of matched pairs. We'll see later in an example paano computin yan. Sample problem. An industrial engineer is evaluating a new technique to assemble air compressors. If there is a difference in the number of compressors that can be assembled when the existing procedure is used and when the new technique is followed, she will recommend that the company use the approach that result in the greatest worker productivity. A sample of 8 employees is selected at random, and the number of compressors they used in each procedure for 1 week using the existing procedure is recorded. The same 8 workers are then trained to use the new technique, and their output for 1 week is then noted. So, ito yung mga employees, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Ito yung productivity nila after using the new technique. Ito naman yung before using the new technique. So, these are match um, match data or match pairs. Null hypothesis, mu sub d is equal to 0. The mean difference between before and after production or productivity is 0. Or in other words, the mean difference between the productivity before and after using the new technique, zero. Alternative hypothesis, yung kabaligtaran, mu sub d is not equal to zero. Wala naman sinabi dito sa problem that we need to check whether positive or negative yung effect. Um, there is a mean difference between production. That's the alternative hypothesis. Level of significance, gamitin natin 0.05. Since there are, for the test distribution, since there are two groups that are related, we will use paired sample t-test. Also, since we want to know whether or not there is a mean difference without regarding to whether the difference is positive or negative, we will use a two-tailed test. Okay, determine the critical region. 0.05, tapos two-tailed yung test. So this is the relevant column. Degrees of freedom. Ilan yung number of pairs? 8. So yun yung n minus 1, 7. So yun yung titingnan mo dito. Okay, at the intersection, you get 2.365. Yan yung critical value mo sa right tail. Yung sa left tail, multiply mo yan by negative 1. Therefore, your rejection region consists of values less than or equal to negative 2.365 and greater than or equal to 2.365. So, ganito yun pag dinraw nyo. 2.365 and all values on its left, 2.365 and all values on its right are unlikely, are values that you are unlikely to get if the null hypothesis is true. Reject the null hypothesis if the test statistic is less than or equal to negative 2.365 or equal to or greater than 2.365. The statistic is computed as follows. So, ito yung data natin. Kunin mo yung difference between each pair. 85 minus 80 is 5. 84 minus 88, negative 4. By the way, para mas madaling interpret, always do after minus before. Okay, so you get the difference for all the pairs and then kunin yung average of those differences. So, pag sinum up mo to, that's 16. Divide mo ng n, or yung number of pairs, 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So, yung 2, yan yung x bar sub d. Okay. Yun yung lalagay nyo dito. Tapos, minus mu sub d. Ito yung test statistic formula, itong may t. Mu sub d, we're testing na walang significant difference. So, 0 lang yan. Then, divided by S sub d divided by square root of n. Yung S sub d, kailangan mo yung standard deviation nitong mga differences na to. Ito yung formula for the standard deviation. So, bawat element or bawat difference, ma-minus nyo doon yung mean difference. So, 5 minus 2, 3. Square mo yon 9. Negative 4 minus 2, negative 6. Square mo yon 36. You continue up to the last pair, up to the last employee. Then you add up all the values. So, 120 yon. Tapos, n would be the number of pairs. So, that's 8. 120 divided by 8 minus 1. Tapos, kunin mo yung square root. You'll get 4.14. Yun yung lalagay mo dito sa S sub D. Okay. I mean, yun yung value ng S sub D. Standard deviation ng differences. Then, n, okay, 8. So, evaluate this, you'll get 1.366. Yun yung ko-compare mo dun sa critical values. 1.366. It's actually not here. Not here either. Nandito siya. Wala siya sa rejection region. We failed to reject the null hypothesis. Ito pala, nandito siya. Conclusion, the mean difference between The productivity before and after using the new technique is zero. The engineers cannot conclude that one assembly method is better than the other. Using R, we reject the null hypothesis if the calculated p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance 0.05. Otherwise, you fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, to perform the t-test, kailangan mo yung t.test na function. Um, and of course, the vectors containing the values. Or kung data frame yung i-upload nyo, yun yung kailangan nyo ilagay sa x and y dito as na arguments dito sa t.s. Uunahin nyo yung values na after, then yung before, then alternative equals two-dot-sided, mu is equal to 0, paired equals true. Mu equals 0 kasi we're testing na walang difference. Itong paired equals true para dependent sample titas yung gawin niya. By default kasi, kung wala kang ilalagay, independent sample titas yung gagawin niya. Nakaano siya, paired equals false by default. Conf.level, for the confidence level, this takes into account kung ano yung alpha level nung test nyo. Okay, pag nirun nyo to, makukuha nyo yung p-value 0.2141. That's greater than our alpha level. Therefore, we fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude na yun nga, yung productivity ng mga workers have no difference before and after the usage of the new assembly technique or assembly method. Questions? Pa-thumbs up kung wala. Kung meron naman, raise your hand or type nyo sa chat box. Okay, mukhang wala naman. So, I'll upload yung recording pag available na. Yung PDF, upload ko na din. I think na-upload ko na. Tingnan ko nga. Na-upload ko na din. So, you can refer to it sa pagsagot ng quiz. May quiz kayo, which I think dapat na-send na by now. Hindi. Wala pa. So, teka. I-activate ko na yung quiz nyo. For the quiz, you have until sorry. Teka, activate ko muna. Ganun. Hindi ko siya ma-edit. Okay, na-publish ko na siya. Dapat nag-notify na. So, you have until 7 p.m. tomorrow to submit. Yung mga wala dito, I think there are 50 plus of you in this class. Parang maraming wala. Just inform them na may quiz and may deadline. Unless there's a valid excuse, you cannot make up for miss quiz. Also pala, may memo kasi na tuwing Monday, classes should be held online. So, just disregard yung mga face-to-face na nakalagay dun sa syllabus. But yung schedule per day would be the same. For today, na discuss naman natin lahat ng schedule. For the midterms and finals, I think online na din, but I'll confirm. Ayun, sige, kung walang ano, questions, ah, kung gusto niyo na sagutan yung quiz, you can. Yung mga PDFs, you can also access them, yung pang 3 and 4, dun sa um, folder na in-announce ko dun sa class. For the recording, siguro mga hours from now pa bago maging available. Ayun, sige. Kung walang questions, end ko muna yung call. But if yung meeting, pag may maisip kayo, just email me or say something dun sa Google Classroom. Yun lang. Thank you.